We gotta start dancing. Why not? Always. I know the sound from music through the computer is that awesome. Who cares? I do. Yeah, just start moving your body. Oh, this is a good one. Not that one. Oh, we're bringing it back today. What? Oh, there we go. Just gonna wait for everyone to pop on, then we'll start chatting. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Jane. I feel like we need some Tupac this morning. Tupac's like my favorite person on the face of the planet. You should be yours too. That dude was smart. Oh, best song of all time. Welcome everybody, Fearless Fridays, or shall I say Fearless fucking Fridays. Yeah! Tupac is freaking brilliant. Beyond his years. Beyond. No, they will, not after this whole thing. Yo, you gotta listen to the lyrics, they're so good. What? Oh, what happened? People know not to call me during this. Woo! Yeah, it is. Let's change the way we live. Oh! Send it to me. I'll see what I can do. Oh! Yeah! Yeah, they're all really good songs. Let's chat though. How's everybody doing out there? Good? Stressed? Yep. Oh, people, I feel you. There was a lot of people I talked to this week that just hit the wall of overwhelm, and just all the emotions really deep came moving forward. And I think that's kind of where we're at, right? We went to like a heightened thing, and then we went to all these protests, and then so when you're protesting, your body is really on like height. It's on alert. It's on that like level 10, 15, 20. And then your emotions and your body need to go somewhere after that. So I think that's what we saw a lot of this week. I don't know if you guys were in the same boat, but typically doing therapy and coaching, there's usually a theme, and that was the theme. And yeah, heavy week, but the weekend's here. Yeah, girl. So all those emotions get really kicked up after, especially people that are speaking and doing all this kind of stuff on the front lines, if you will, right? We got COVID front lines, we got racism front lines. So all those people, the emotions are heavy. And just in general, that goes for everyone. You guys know that you know, if I need to speak about a certain culture or race, I will identify that. But, you know, I'm talking a lot about human body and human nature, right? And we're going to talk about that today. It is different for different people. We all experience things in different ways. However, I will say the main thread is we've all experienced trauma. And the way that you move trauma out of your body is through movement, mindfulness, and fun. See how I just wove the mission in there? What? Yeah. Anyway, I had a lot of cool experiences this week that I wanted to share with you. And we're going to actually do some action around it. And we're going to do some action at the end, and we're going to do some meditation at the end. So Friday, after I had this chat with you guys, I went to Orleans and I did the protest in Orleans, which was amazing. Very, very amazing. And as you know, like as a person of color, and I brought my daughter, you know, it can be a little nerve-wracking because you just don't know what's going to happen. It ended up being completely beautiful. Most of them on Cape or all of them on Cape have been, from what I can tell, pretty peaceful, pretty beautiful. And just the solidarity of people really caught me off guard in a great way. And the amount of people that are showing up, like Cape Cod's pretty progressive, you guys. Well done. And I wanted to talk about something because Michelle Cassandra Johnson, who, let me see if I can find her information, is a wonderful individual that I actually interviewed on Monday for Motivational Mondays. We were talking, so she's a Black woman and a yoga teacher, anti-racist trainer. She wrote a book called Skill in Action, which combines the anti-racist model with social justice and yoga, which I just thought was incredible. Like if we can teach people how to be better through yoga, I mean, what better way, right? And have them understand those issues, just a beautiful way to do it. But we were talking and just sort of how like white yoga is, and access and money, and what, you know, why that is, and what, because I'm getting the question, she's getting a lot too, of sort of like what can we do, right? So white people ask me all the time, what can we do? What I want to help, what can we do? And there's nothing, again, wrong with that. But she mentioned a really key point that I just thought was absolutely beautiful. So she talked about tapping into our collective suffering as a community. So I'm going to say that again because it's so powerful. Right? So we together as a community, we're a community right now, right? So people of color have always identified as that. She also talked about this, is that sort of growing up white in America specifically teaches you to be individualized, and that you aren't necessarily taught that community comes first, right? So the Black communities, their culture certainly has been that we are one, right? I am because of you. That's said a lot. All of that right? We need to bring that together so that we can sort of tap into that collective suffering. And then from that place, we can move forward to actually make change together. So I mentioned this when I was in Orleans. I was, and this thing, it's a whole, we have to kneel for George for 8 minutes and 45 seconds, right? And I don't know for you guys, but even as a yoga teacher and a fitness person, I work out a lot. Freaking sitting on my knee for 8 minutes and 45 seconds in the grass, not on somebody's neck, was hard, like extremely hard, right? And I didn't want to get up because I was like, like I wanted to honor that moment for him and to feel in my body what that might have felt like, even though I know in my mind, I could sort of tap into it, but that's going to help me resonate and continue to fight for this. Right. And so there was other people I could see doing the same. And there was this white older man. I mean, he was older in front of me and he was on his knee and he, it was hard. He was moving around, but you could see he had the same thought process of like, I don't want to get up because I want to honor this man so much. And I want to honor this moment so much that I really got to stay on my knee. Right. And because it was so hard, I think he just cracked open. So literally what he did instead of getting up was to put his hands in the grass and just lay in front with his knees up, basically in child's pose. And he just started bawling. So I use that as an example of like, there's the collective suffering that we're in together. He felt his pain and the pain of the community for people of color that have been hurt for years and years and years. And he knows it. And he now it's in his body where he's feeling it. Right. And then he's releasing some of that. So it was a beautiful moment for me to be behind just to witness that. And if it wasn't for COVID, I would have freaking gone on the guy's back and like give him a hug. The poor guy was felt so bad. Right. But that moment tapped in for me was just like, wow, this is hitting people in a different way than it ever has before. Which is, I think, why people are able to listen a little bit more. They're taking action in a little bit more. They're able to feel what that was, right? All the moms out there that are holding those beautiful signs saying when he cried out for his mom, he cried out for everybody, right? Everyone, all of the moms in the world. That resonated. That resonated in the collective suffering of all of us, right? So here we are. So we got to capitalize on some of that. So if you haven't gotten her book, get her book, Michelle Cassandra Johnson. She's a wonderful person. Skill in Action. The next person I want to talk about, see if I can find his info here. So this guy's name is Ibram Kendi. He's the director and Center for Anti-Racist Research and author. And there's his website right there. So he did I've been passing this around a podcast with Brene Brown recently. And first of all, this guy is freaking brilliant. I mean, he made a new paradigm, which basically is like, you're either racist or you're anti-racist. There is no in between. I mean, the dude like laid the smack down. It's like, there are two paradigms here. You only fit in one. If you fit in the middle, like I'm not racist, he's like, okay. And then show me the evidence-based research about that. I mean, anyway, he is like an author. He's got all these books coming out. He's releasing a baby book. It's called Anti-Racist Baby, like a board book. I mean, how beautiful is that? He also has books for young adults so they can understand all this stuff around anti-racism in high school and like what they're not teaching us and kids. So get on his train, check him out. And okay, so he had another beautiful, beautiful way to describe how to think about this. He writes, and now this is so, come on, you got to get with this. And I want to say it like 10 times, right? So he talks about in terms of white people being born in America, right? And if you're born in America and you're white, you're taught all these things about racism and how you're supposed to then behave, right? So you're taught these things. Okay, it doesn't remove the fact that, don't be like, well, I'm off the hook, that's not my fault. No, it just means take accountability for that you were taught, so you got to unlearn it, right? So he talks about it as if you are walking around, and all of us for that matter, like if you're a person of color, you're internalizing all those messages too. They're all the same. We're all getting the same messages, right? That there's less than. So he talks about, it's like you're getting rained on all the time. Right? So you're walking around America getting rained on all the time with all these racist sort of images and notions and concepts that you're not even aware of, right? And then somebody holds an umbrella over you to stop the rain. And so just say thank you. Right? So he talks about shame, and Brene Brown talks about shame, and he was like, where's the shame, right? Somebody's holding an umbrella over you to say, stop it. I'm helping you to see clearly. Right? He calls it like the unbunking. Like, I'm bringing you back to reality to understand that this is not the truth of the world that we're living in. I mean, it is in terms of what you're learning, but it's not the actual truth of like who we are as people. I mean, how powerful is that, right? So keep holding the umbrella. Keep holding that umbrella over people's heads and to say, I'm doing this as a gift. And if someone's holding the umbrella over you and they're, say, correcting you, right? We don't need to go into that shame place. We just say, oh my God, thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you for letting me see clearly. I mean, I can't say it any better than that. I must have rewound that. I was in the car and I must have rewound that like 10 times, right? Because what a beautiful way to like reframe that, because some of this stuff feels like so much shame, like for everybody, right? Like we're internalizing all this race stuff as people of color, and now we're unlearning it. And so that anger is on fire, right? And so it looks like we're this angry group of people when we're really not, right? It's just, we're hurt for 400 years. And then white people have to come out and then be like, but I want to help and I don't know how to help. But then feel so much shame of like, once you get to that place of like, oh shoot, I'm a part of the problem. What happens then is the psyche is like, tries to protect you. And then it's like, defend, instead of just taking a breath and saying, yeah, I accept that. I see that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Shame is a big component of anger and sadness for people. Absolutely. Right. So the shame really gets all stirred up and, and you go into this. That's why he's saying there's a paradigm of you're either anti-racist or you're not. Because when you start to say, I'm not anti-racist, you put your hands up and you start to defend, and you are then automatically cut off. You're not seeing, you're not hearing, you are shut down, and you are then taking the paradigm of the rain without the umbrella. I love that. I'm going to just say that all the time. I'm going to get like t-shirts or something. I don't know. They got t-shirts. Anyway, he's so great. He also was, at the end, they talked about something that I thought was oh, wait, they said two other things. One was we're constantly growing as human beings, and what a gift also, right? And that's what I teach people always in the coaching model. I designed the coaching model because we are always growing. You are never stuck. It's your brain that convinces you're stuck, right? And the reason you think that is because you're not moving this shit out of your body. So that human beings are always evolving. So his point was like, if you're getting rained on and you've like had that forever, you can put the umbrella up. Like anyone can become someone that has ideals that are related to anti-racism. And all of us, right? All of us can, right? And all of us deserve, people of color in particular, to heal some of that stuff around trauma that we've experienced and to feel it in a safe way. So I think part of what you're seeing too from people of color is that they've been angry so fucking long that there has not been one safe space to be able to experience it. Right? So now all of a sudden, maybe just a little bit, they can unhinge a tiny bit to be able to feel some of this stuff, right? I've been able to post stuff that before all of this, I'll tell you this, I thought that this morning, would have gotten shut down. I would have gotten so many nasty comments. And now people are like, oh, I want to learn about that, right? there's the paradigm shift. There's a revolution that we're in right now, which is really, really cool, right? I'm the same person. I'm the same. I think the same, right? You may have not known it because I wasn't so vocal about this particular issue, but there is no choice right now but to be very, very vocal about it. And for us to learn, right? So I'm a healer. So this is all part of healing. This is all a part of the process of being human, right? The other thing he said was, and I don't know who said this quote, but I say it all the time. But fear is not real. Danger is real. Fear is a choice. So that's, hi Tara. So that's really powerful too. Just to think about that. So like fear, when you're feeling fear, when you think you're feeling fear, caught myself, right? It's not real. So you can choose that or unchoose that, right? It helps you to see clearer, right? And then you want to ask yourself, this is what I also do in coaching, you want to ask yourself, like, if you think you're feeling fear in that moment, check in with yourself in that moment. What is it? Basically, are you in danger, right? So danger is real, fear is not. Are you in danger? Lots of the times the answer is no, right? However, for people of color, I will say lots of times the answer is yes. Right? So that fear, you have to decide in that moment. I do that all the time when I go into spaces, particularly yoga spaces that are very white, right? I have to check in with myself. Not that I'm in danger of like, they're going to hurt me, but I'm in danger of they're going to say something that's going to completely offend me and hurt myself, right? Like really, really harm my emotions, where then I have to then trust this yoga person to do yoga with them, right? Are they anti-racist, right? Or not? There's only two ways to look at it, right? And this is his paradigm, by the way. I invite you, there's a lot of in between that I had to do some work on. So, if you're not getting that concept, don't worry about it. It took me a little bit to kind of like wrap my head around it. So, I just invite you to learn. I'm putting the umbrella up, just learn. Yeah. But I also want to say like the fear piece, right? So it's like, if you're talking about anti-racism stuff, so I'm going to interview my husband on Monday. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're getting real down and dirty here. These motivational Mondays about how to talk about race in a relationship. So he said to me the other day, like, when you say white supremacy and you say that I'm a part of that, I have a fear reaction, right? Like my shit comes up to be like, I'm not that. What are you talking about? That's not me. Like, I'm a great dad. I have a black / biracial wife and my daughter, you know what I mean? It's a whole, my daughter's black. I'm not. Right? So we have to have conversations about that and how the fear, right? The fear, are you in danger when I say that? No, right? I'm just holding the umbrella up so you can see clear. That's all. I'm just taking a breath. I said a lot. Do you have any questions for me today? Feel free to, those are the people that I wanted to highlight. And I wanted to, let me see. Oh, I want to talk about the vigil tonight. That's what I want to talk about. Where did I put it? All right. So tonight, the rain has stopped as far as I can tell, and it will be beautiful this evening. So I would like to invite you to come and heal, because that's how I know how to make an effective change. And it's at the beach. There'll be plenty of parking. We're gonna have people that will, direct you. I want to say something about that too. So masks are required. I'm gonna have hand sanitizer and all that kind of stuff. However, I know that there's a lot of people that have health issues and other issues that I have been made aware of that are going to come without masks due to those issues. I just ask that you know that I know that's why, right? So we're not going to get into a whole thing about masks and who's not wearing them and why. I just need you to trust that that information has been shared with me and we are okay and safe. They will distance, whatever. I might not distance if you, whatever, anyway. Let me get into a whole thing about it. Just come to the vigil. Just come. I'll see you tonight. And it'll be beautiful. We'll do some healing. There'll be some music. We'll do some meditation. All right. So part of, before we meditate, I want to, if you can get your pen and your paper out, if you have it near you. If not, that's okay too. So part of what we're doing here is that we are acknowledging our collective suffering together, right? Which I described already. And so from those emotions, we have to come up with an action plan. So, and I love all the protests. I love them. I love them. I love them. I don't want you to ever hear the message that I don't. I do, however, want you to hear the message that that is not all. So what happens is I've been describing to people that, like, and I've said this so much, so I know I'm sorry if I say it again. You come to, somebody dies, you come to a funeral. You give this person your attention, your love for like a week or two. You bring them food, you have the food train, you call them all the time. And then that starts to dissipate. People get busy. Life enters, right? And then all of a sudden, those people go away. And so that's what we're seeing now, or that's what we could see, right? So what's happening is like people of color are like, yes, this is happening. We're moving forward. You guys are with us. And then all of a sudden, a month later, they're still experiencing racism. And in fact, it could be more because this is such on the front line, right? This is so loud, right? So to experience this time as a person of color, really, really hard because it's in your face. Before, it's like, it's always been there, but you can kind of pick and choose how you want to manage it, right? Right now, it's freaking out there. It's everything is race. Right? We gotta laugh. We gotta still have fun, right? And I'm talking about this just because it is, but I will always weave in my mission of movement and mindfulness. But I mean, because we have to have a voice to it right now, right? But just don't let that be the paradigm either. Like let's have a sustainability that we are choosing to move forward together as a collective community around anti-racism, right? So let's have that be our thing. And that creates, so we want to look at policy change. We want to look at all this kind of stuff, right? Around policies, around, the police stuff's huge. Let's get rid of that word defund, right? Let's just the word is confusing people. Let the word go. We're trying to make some social change. Or I believe that's what that's trying to do. The information that's coming out about it is confusing. So it looks like people are defunding the police and taking everything away from them and then taking their livelihoods and all that. That is not what's happening, right? So you may see that on mainstream media. So the Love and Revolution group is doing some work behind the scenes to figure out how to help that communication so that it's more clear. And then how to help open up the lines with the police around communication so that we have continual communication that's open, right? So if we, again, were to come to some kind of action plan with the police and like come at them about what we're angry about, which is we should be sharing that information, but it's also about how you go about change, right? How you affect change. That's also part of being an activist. Yep, you can get loud about stuff, but you can also be real sophisticated in the back and make change, right? Or you can sit in the back of a bus and just say fucking nah, right? Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, Tara says support and advocate for legislation and policy changes. Yes. Yeah, so that PACO business list we are working on, and it's coming, you guys, it's coming. So I know a lot of you have messaged Tara and myself about when. We just need to be a little bit patient because we're trying to be really, really thoughtful about it. So like, just make sure it's really comprehensive. So it takes some time, but don't worry, racism ain't going nowhere. We got plenty of time. We got plenty of places to support forever. I know, I just dropped that in the bucket. So take out a pen and paper, and I want you to start. Here's what we do in coaching as well, is we manifest the shit that we want to see. We manifest stuff in your life that you want to bring in, right? And then you hold yourself accountable. So this is the coaching model 101 in anything you're trying to create or shift or change in your life or out there, right? So grab a piece of paper and a pen. And I just want you to first off write like what you would like to see change. Because right now it's almost like we have a big opportunity right now to make some shifts. So you just jot down, this isn't like anything serious, like it's serious, but it's not like, it's not a test. I just want you to think about writing down some stuff that you would like to see change. And you can add some feeling to that, right? So it's like you want to see Black voices heard more, right? And the way you see that is boom, boom, boom. That's just an example, right? You want to see white people take more responsibility for their white fragility, for example. How many book clubs are out there with white fragility? How many? It's now the best-selling, it's the top #1 best-selling book. Sorry, it's hilarious. I'm sorry, it's funny. It's great, but it's like, okay. We also got to kind of like calm down. This is like gonna be a lot. Like, let's hang in for the long haul. Like, I want y'all to commit to this for the long haul. Like, yeah, not just today, not just tomorrow, not just a couple weeks. Yeah, Tara wants to cheat. Yeah, you can type in. Well, that would be fun. Type in what it is that you want to see, like things that you want to see change, and maybe what are you committed to changing, even if it's just in yourself. Even if it's just in yourself, right? That's okay too. Yeah. Anything. What it is, what is it that you want to see shift right now? We have that opportunity, so let's take it. Yeah. Ooh, guilt. What a good topic. Guilt. Yes, I love that. And there's so many good books. Read them. So read the books, which is also great. Then take action. All those books that you're reading have incredible suggestions, right? So they don't do anything unless you really put them into action for yourself. Yeah, it's a marathon, y'all. This is like 26 miles, the whole thing, oh my goodness, it's a whole thing. It's a marathon. What else? Let's see it. What else do you want to change? What do you want to see? Is there stuff and policy, like specific policies that you're thinking of? I would love to see that if you guys have specific thoughts around it. Yeah, what else? So the guilt thing, the guilt and shame, let's just get rid of that. Like, let's just release it. Like, let it go. Yeah. Keep them coming. Or just write them down. Yeah. Because part of what we want to do together is manifest the world that we want to see. But in order to do that, we got to get real clear and real specific. Ooh, self-loathing. That's good. Ooh, not fitting in. Not fitting in. So belonging. Oh my gosh. So Brene Brown also talked about belonging. She always does, but and not fitting in and having that isolation is just so dangerous, right? For all of us, and just contributes to some of this kind of stuff. So, oh yeah. Let's see the Black economy thrive. Yeah. Let's say some real rich people of color, like real rich, in positions of power that then have some ability to make some real change. Let's do that. Yeah. I mean, I want to see a world where, this is kind of like hokey and whatever, but, where people of color wake up every day and their first thought isn't, how am I going to survive this day? Right? I want them to wake up and feel like I'm safe. I deserve to be safe in this world. And that's how I'm going to fucking operate. And that my life isn't in danger because I think that. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. I don't know if we're going to get there in my lifetime. I'm not saying that to be Debbie Downer. I'm just saying we have a long way to go for that feeling to be able to be present. Yeah. Doesn't mean we're not making changes. Doesn't mean the work that you're doing right now isn't worth it. It is. It's all a step in the right direction. All of it is a step in the right direction. Yeah. Anything else? Before we get meditating? Any other comments? I hope I'm seeing them all. Sometimes I miss some. I apologize. Yes. Yeah, I meant to be on your feed today. So this has happened to me all week. It's hilarious. I find myself in places that I'm meant to be. There's a couple people that I was, I don't know, like I was somewhere and then I ended up there and the person ended up having like this emotional meltdown and it's just, yeah, I just showed up and the way I got there was just very odd. So the universe just places me in spots. So if I show up and it seems weird, Just means you needed me at that time, and that's totally all right. I want to stop having, oh yeah. What's that race? Oh my God. Sorry, Tamara, I'm laughing because I hear that all the time. Like, was that just a weird interaction or was that racist? That happens to me all the time. And especially with Blessing, like when I'm out and I'm like on fire, right? Because she's dark, I'm not as dark. So I don't experience some of that really overt stuff. The stuff I experience a little more subtle. She gets the yeah, that beautiful being. Yep, experiences racism, believe it or not. So like, yeah, I'm always on like, was that just an odd interaction with her? Or were they just downright racist? Yeah, I don't want to ever think that again. Good one. Yeah, I don't want to think that again because that's like yucky in my body. Even saying that out loud makes me feel like heavy. Like, ugh, the fact that I thought that doesn't feel good. So yeah, let's get rid of that. Whoa, shake that one out. Oh my gosh. What's Christy saying? Accountability. Oh, for police and politicians. Yes. An empowerment of conflict resolution skills so we can have, yeah. Let's create some more avenues there to shift that paradigm. The police is a tough one. You know, their whole police was, founded based on history to, believe it or not, help control Black people and put them in jail. Like they are the avenue to get, why do you think there's so many Black people in jail, right? They were taught this information, right? They were taught heavy a long time ago. And that shifts, like that went through a whole, right? So that's why you see there are people that are wonderful and amazing that are law enforcement people. They are, of course there are, right? They're everywhere. There's people, you know, but they were taught in a system that was, lied to them a lot about people of color and how you treat them. Yeah, and some of that was not like overt, it was covert. So that's a lot of how you learn about how behavior works in terms of how you treat people, right? That's some scary shit because that goes back. So I've just been telling people who are very like, we gotta do something with the police, totally get it, totally get like the emergency around it. Totally also understand we gotta go at it in a really thoughtful, careful way where they will listen and we can affect change. Doesn't mean don't be angry. I didn't say that. Just means be smart. That's all. Oh my God, I'm in the funniest mood. All right. Let's get meditating. I think I said all I had to say today. So let's just get comfortable in your seat. Drop your shoulders, drop your jaw. And just become aware of your breath. And just kind of do a check-in with your body, like do a body scan. So either closing your eyes or like bringing your eyes to like a certain point. If you're uncomfortable closing your eyes, that's okay. Like some people with trauma can't close their eyes because the brings a lot of stuff up. So if that's the case, I just want you to pick a point like in the floor on wherever you are that you can just sort of bring your gaze down so that it can help your body relax. And then just see if you can try to release any tension that's happening in the body. See where you're holding it, lots of times in the shoulders and the ears. And see if you can elongate the spine. So when you really elongate the spine, it allows the breath to flow through the whole body. So a lot of you sit hunched over all day, right? So you want to open all that up, bring the shoulders back, drop the shoulders, sit tall. And now that's when you can take full deep breaths. So start to take a full deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And really see if you can fill up that chest. Tune into your heart located in your body. And see if you can just be present with what is without judgment. Aha. So let go of all that guilt, shame, all that fear that's stirring up. Be with what is without judgment. Just witness it. And if it's not working for you, just let it go. Give your body permission to let the shame, the guilt, all that go. All the self-loathing, all the fear, let it go. People often ask me, well, how do you just let something go? You just do, you make the decision and you say goodbye. All the emotions and the thoughts in your head, they just want permission to go, right? They think you want to hold on to it because you're so afraid. Your body does not like fear at all. And fear really can't exist when you're taking really full deep breaths. It naturally just releases from your body. So just sit with that for a minute. And now I want you to conjure up all those thoughts that we wrote down, all the things that you typed in about the world that you would like to see, about the feelings that you would like to have around that stuff. And just see if you can really bring it into your mind's eye so that it's real. So if we can really see it, we can actually do what it takes to get there. But we got to get really, really clear about it first. And just continue to breathe that in. See if you can get really specific about what it looks like, what it feels like, what smells, what colors come to your mind. I see people smiling and just moving their bodies freely when I think about it, all bodies, without like hesitation and just with love, without being afraid to love. Just really being free in the world. I'm just going to read you this quote too that my friend Talia read after yoga yesterday, which just really resonated, I think, for the time, for myself, with other people. And it says, be honest with yourself. When you're feeling, what are you feeling deep down inside? Under the anger, under the rage, under the numb of I don't care, under the numb of it doesn't matter. Are you really scared? Are you hurt? Do you feel abandoned? Go more deeply into yourself and your emotions than you have ever gone before. Be more honest with yourself than you have ever been before. The way to joy, the way to the heart is tender, soft, gentle, and honest. The way to the heart is to be vulnerable. You don't have to be so brave. You don't have to be so strong. You don't always have to walk with your head held high saying, I can't handle this. I've been through worse. Become angry if you must. Feel rage if it's there. Go numb once in a while if you must. But then take the chance. Take the chance to go deeper. Go like really way down deep inside. See what's there. Take a look around and risk being vulnerable. Love yourself and all your emotions. Be honest with yourself as you can be. And really share how you feel. Gently bring your hands to heart center. And just tune into a prayer for yourself that you might need right now, that might be calling to you to heal. And Baron Baptiste, I do a lot of his meditations. He said this thing to me the other day, well, not to me specifically, but that just allowed me to open so much stuff up. So he said, let's be bigger than what we think we can be. So if you're being called to serve, if you're being called to change, like allow the universe to really lead you in a direction that you might not be able to see. Like the universe is always up to bigger things, right? And you are part of those things. So just allow yourself to see, to crack open that it might not be the direction you ever thought, but it is the direction you need to go. One final deep breath in together. Inhale. And exhale. Namaste, y'all. Yay! Happy Fearless fucking Fridays. I love you all. I can't wait to see you tonight. Yeah, just come to the beach. Just on the beach. Just come hang out. Can't wait to see you. And there'll be more of that. And yeah. Hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah. Namaste. Namaste, motherfuckers. I know that's in my studio. Ha ha ha. I'll see you around the way. Peace out.